the very, 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 very short-haired Dave Kavanagh.
Short back and size.
And I don't know.
Sick of getting haircuts, you know.
That's a
Haircuts
really...
cost a fortune these days. You get one, we'll do you for the whole summer. Thank you.
Well, so I got mine about a week before I left home for this trip. And I said, oh, maybe it's even 10 days. I looked like a hippie, so I needed to be fixed. And I went to the vet and I was fixed. That was terrible.
You dog.
Hi there. We've had 1 pint. So
Laura Squirrel. Hello, Laura.
Yes. So we're in. Do you ever use the landscape mode here?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Usually only landscape.
Yeah. Okay. Because you set it in the settings for YouTube. This is live stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it always. Hi, Catherine.
I know. I always do landscape. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't for a while because I was recommending vertical.
No, I made a mistake before by not going to landscape,
Right.
and I was on vertical. Just a few, but
It
most
is.
of them are all on landscape. Yeah.
Hi, Marlene. Ain't that?
Marlene, how are you?
It's just the
What's
fact
there?
that
I can hardly see.
that's
Marlene and Natalie, how are you? Great to see us.
This is my problem with the.
You
the
cannot read
landscape.
out the names because my
Yeah.
eyes are so bad I can't even see that close.
But that's always my
even though
challenge.
it's close.
So, hey, Chloe, nice to see you.
Who's Chloe?
Chloe, you
Hi,
should be
Chloe.
here.
Hi, Chloe. You should be. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just went into the 5 lamps and we had literally 1 drink. I think there's a chance we have another one after.
Half one maybe.
Half
Maybe
one.
just a half.
A small one. Yeah,
Don't really
Jeff.
drink myself, you know.
Good for you playing hooky. Hi, Justina. So we're down here. Dave, so I'm with Dave Kavanagh, ladies and gentlemen. Quick thing that I'll repeat a couple of times. I put it in the link. If you haven't subscribed to Dave's YouTube channel, could you please do it? Because it really does help. Once you cross that 1,000, and you're nearly there. Once you cross that,
977.
is that what it is? Once you cross that 1,000, and then it just gives you a little more freedom to do things. So that's the good news. But all that said, Dave, just over here, we're in such a lovely area of Dublin here. But as I just turn you around, I want to show. There is
This
this,
is called Duke Lane, this area.
and the Stag's Head. Tell us
This
about
is
that.
Stag's Head. Well, it's a very, very famous pub here in Dublin. There's a great nightlife in here. It's a mixture of local and touristy. Well, upstairs there's a ukulele session on a couple of nights of the week. So everybody shows up with their ukuleles. And
That's
they play,
fun.
And it's absolutely fabulous session. It's amazing. But inside it's really nice. It's a real old style pub. Dating back to 250 years. It's really, really nice. It's
250 years is
yeah.
yeah.
250, 300, I don't know exact year, but a real classic pub, Dublin pub, you know, Stag's Head. Been here forever, as you can see the stag underneath the sign,
Yeah.
and really is. And it's off the beaten track a little bit because we're not on any of the main roads here.
Yeah.
We're in a laneway off of...
Hey, you can see the lane over here. It's nice to see.
Yeah.
Hi there, Ali. Thou dost protest too much regarding pints.
There you go.
That is my friend Alison, who's a guide in Inverness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Inverness?
Yeah. So
Beautiful, in Scotland.
it's in Scotland, yeah.
Oh, hi, see you.
Okay.
Oh, hi, the new.
Look at this. This is the dissident over here, and I love to see the Pride flags because it's Pride Month. And modern Dublin, what a change from when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh goodness me, what a difference.
The Catholic Church around this country.
They certainly did.
Years.
We've been talking about that on the coach for centuries. Yeah, exactly right. But not so much Dublin in the sense the group was at St. Patrick's Cathedral this morning, which of course is Church of Ireland. And you are an expert. Now, we wanted just to start here for the fun of it. Now, this is, are you here next month, Marlene? That's fun. This is a whole talk unto itself. Marlene, if you were, hey, Sayuri's here. Oh, Sayuri, hold on.
How are you?
Hold on. We were just talking about,
Sorry, how are you?
Sayuri, how much we love you and think you are a brilliant guide. No, we literally, hi Karen, we literally were talking about you. So, that's when, oh, you're going to be in Inverness? Great.
Well, we were drunk when we were talking.
Well, no, I mean, Sayuri. So check this out. Here it is. That is the provisional government of the Irish Republic, and that's Padraig Pearse, of course, who was from Connemara out there in Galway, 1916, when they take over the General Post Office, of course. But really, it was more than anything, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, it was the reaction to the uprising that galvanized the Irish people into this fight for independence that then led, of course, for the War of Independence, and then, of course, the Civil War, which is always the worst kind of war because there's nothing civil about it. But there is a proclamation based tentatively a little bit on the American Declaration of Independence as well. But we are in the Republic of Ireland
You
here.
got to look at it. It was kind of the same thing as Americans had against the British, the war, the war of independence for America against the British. Well, we had our same. This is the 19. We lost every single war we had against the British, but this led us closer to getting our independence than any other war. In that 1916 was a 6-day war, Easter Rising it was known as, started on 24th of April 1916. 6 days later we had to fly the white flag and throw in the towel because we're outnumbered, outgunned and so forth. But the proclamation here was read out at the beginning of the war. The war started immediately after Padraig Pearse read out the Irish Proclamation, which basically was the ownership of Ireland to the people of Ireland. That sums it up in just a few words. It's a much longer document.
For the people, of the people, by the people,
Yes.
of course, yeah.
And it's signed by the 4 signatories of the proclamation: Thomas Clarke, Sean McDermott, Thomas McDonagh, Padraig Pearse, of course, Eamon Cant, James Connolly and Joseph Plunkett, who you may know a little more about as regards. There's a song. He got married in his jail cell just literally 6 hours
won't
before
have time to share our love, so we must say goodbye.
And this is my friend here, social session.
That's it. There we go. That's a friend of Dave's there.
So anyway, what happened? So he was married he was executed 6 hours later, but her name was Grace, and that's the song. The name of the song is Grace.
Grace, it's such
she died in 1959. She never married again.
Yeah.
So that was 1916.
Yeah.
So her love was for that one man.
Yeah.
Joseph Plunkett.
Incredible. That is a beautiful Irish song. I've been playing a lot of those on the coach up here. Look at the double-decker buses.
Rod Stewart sings.
Rod Stewart does. Just behind, by the way, is the George pub. Apparently not the oldest, but probably the most famous of the LGBTQ or Pride pubs in all of Dublin. And what a difference. Yeah, we'll take a little. It's a good point. I'll just move around. But sorry, there's loads of people. It's not too busy here in Dublin right now. It was busy last night. Do you love that version? The Amazing Story of Grace. Absolutely, Karen. But there's the George. Bono Bolari tea dance. But isn't it amazing to think in what such a conservative city and country to see all those pride flags out there? Because, do you know what? I'm not here to judge, nor is anybody else. Now, we're going to wander away from here, but if we look all the way up, you see some gorgeous buildings. That's up towards the market, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, we'll end up down there.
We'll end up down there? All right, we'll go down to Temple Bar for a minute. So we'll head down. So Temple Bar, needless to say, there goes my friend Dave, who is a tiny bit older than me, but he will outwalk me in any in any world competition. I'm only a kid, he says. That's not true. So I head down to Temple Bar. So last night I arrived. Some of you joined me yesterday in Cork.
I don't want the back of me to show.
That's all right. He doesn't want to show off his back. So you might have seen me down in Cork. I left Killarney and then made it up to Dublin at about 5 o'clock. Staying at about as central a hotel as possible, which is wonderful. Here we go. We're going to head down to the Temple Bar area. And so I walked my whole group up here on a lovely Sunday evening. It was a fun evening. I even stayed out for some music. But I have to say, now that I'm back in Ireland, Dave, I always forget this. I come back in Ireland and I, particularly out at the coast or out in Killarney, I sleep with the window open and I sleep better than I ever do at home. To get fresh air. And we have fresh air. Well, it's more the humidity and the sea level, right? I live so high up, 1,500 meters. So it's, pretty fantastic. So actually, there's some blue sky up there. See, this phone does give...
Sometimes we do get blue skies, yeah?
You do, I've heard it.
Sometimes, yeah.
I've heard it. It's rained every day we've been on the trip.
I remember there about a few weeks ago, there was even sun out. Yeah?
Sun.
Yeah,
sun.
There was sun, yeah.
You remember when I was over with Finn a couple of years ago when you hung out, that's when we had the heat wave on.
That's right, Killarney. That was unbelievable.
Oh, no, up in Donegal. Donegal, we had 30 degrees Celsius and no air conditioning.
We did ring Kerry that day. It was really hot.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Of course, you came around that. That's right. Joanne, I'm sorry I missed you on the Cork trip, but that's okay. You can see it again. Now, yes, we're coming up to the Wall of Fame. This is just fantastic. The Irish Rock and Roll Museum experience. But there's so many fun murals. Oh, I think we should go in here. No, that's a fashion shop. But there's so much to talk about down through here. So Temple Bar is, of course, the party area. Obviously, tourists are here, and I must genuinely suggest that this is not a great place to go out drinking, just because of the sheer cost of everything the whole time.
You'll have some fun.
You will have some fun.
Music's great.
Yep.
You're going to get extra, but you're paying for the music.
That's
Sinead
true.
right there. God bless
There's Sinead. God bless her. Exactly.
Actually,
Yep.
next month she'll be a year dead now. Next month.
Oh, there's Luke Kelly coming up
Luke
right
Kelly.
now. I was raised on Luke Kelly's music. Yeah.
Well, Luke Kelly is
Yeah.
probably the greatest, musician Ireland's ever had. This guy's a traditional musician, banjo player, and obviously he was part of the group, the Dubliners. They were formed in a pub called O'Donoghue's in 1962, and they travelled the world promoting, Irish folk, trad,
Yeah.
and ballad music.
And I played them all the time. I was raised on it. Finn was raised on it. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. And there, of course, you're looking up now at U2. Everyone, right? Boy, they look young there, don't they?
Very, very young.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's only starting out.
And then look up. Oh, we just lost him up there. Of course, the Pugs. We lost McGowan up there. Yeah.
I filled in it, and there's Dolores O'Riordan.
Oh, there's Dolores already. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Hosey
Yeah.
was just there. He missed him. That's Rory Gallagher.
Yeah.
He's one of the world's greatest ever guitarists.
Right.
Now, supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not. This guy was asked by.
There he is.
Yeah, there's Shane McGowan.
Shane McGowan right there for Pugs.
God bless him. He's only 6 months dead now. Actually, no.
It was a state funeral, wasn't it?
December.
Yep. I watched the funeral from home.
I watched it too. It's great. I was going to go down to it. It's in Tipperary.
Oh, you
it was.
should have.
That was filled in it right there. I had
That's
to work
right.
that day. I couldn't. I wouldn't go.
It was in Tipperary, but they came up to Dublin, didn't they?
It was Nina. No, the funeral. No, they did.
Yeah, the procession
there,
here. That's right.
But then the funeral.
Was down there.
in
That's right.
Nina County Tipperary.
Yeah. Amazing, eh?
There's Rory Gallagher. I was talking about him. Right?
Yeah.
So, Rolling Stones wanted him to be their lead guitarist. We said no. And he was that good. He had his own band, Rory Gallagher Experience. But anyway, he was one of the world's greatest ever guitarists.
Mm-hmm.
But not a lot of people have ever heard about him. But this, I don't know how much truth is in this, but Jimi Hendrix was on a radio show one time, being interviewed. And the interviewer asked him, Jimmy, how does it feel to be
Thanks,
the
Michelle.
greatest guitarist in the world? And he says, I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask Rory Gallagher. That's how much respect people have for him as a guitarist.
Do you know, it's an interesting thing you're saying there, because I've heard that before. I heard once someone asked Eric Clapton that, and his response is, I don't know, you have to ask Prince.
Yeah,
And
Prince is amazing.
Amazing, I don't know.
So is Clapton.
Yeah.
There's every year, he was born in Ballyshannon, County Donegal.
Right.
So each year, actually it's the June weekend, the beginning of the weekend in
Right.
June. Each year is the Rory Gallagher Festival.
Right.
And it's a tented thing, so people go in tents.
In lovely Ballyshannon.
Yeah, Ballyshannon, yeah.
I've had a couple of nights in Ballyshannon before.
That's great.
It is a great spot. Well.
Especially the top Russell Penn.
Where was I last year? I was in, where the surfing started. Rath.
Bundoran.
No, just south of Bundoran. Rathclyde, Rathnala. Yeah, Rathnala, that's where. Roxella. So we have to. I stayed at that gorgeous hotel there. Yep. Well, Bundoran. Oh yeah. Yep. But we stayed at the old inn. That was just wonderful. So there'll still be some music going on out here.
This pub, obviously, in Temple Bar, is the Temple Bar. Now, the area is named after Sir William Temple. He was an Englishman that came here in 1599, and his name is obviously Sir William Temple, so the area is called after him. And the bar part comes from a walkway along by the River Liffey, which was known back then as a bar. A walkway by the river was called a bar back then, so hence the name Temple Bar. And now there's full of bars, full of nightlife here. It's huge for tourists. But the most famous of all the bars and restaurants is none other than the Temple Bar in itself.
And it is beautiful, all
And
the
we hear
flowers.
some music, so we got to go in and have a listen.
We're going to have to totally go in and have a little listen to that. Yeah, we do. Here, Dave, I'm going to give you, you know them, so I'll give you the, Dave's going to take a hold of the gimbal.
Thank you, folks. Here we have James Joyce is having a drink here as well. There he is, James Joyce, having his pint in the Temple Bar. There we go. Who's this fella here? I know you from somewhere.
It's a guy who needs a pint.
It's a very apt song. It's called Summer in Dublin.
Summer in Dublin. This is a great song.
Written by a friend of mine called Liam Riley. It's a big hit in Ireland.
Liam Riley from the Bagatelle.
Lovely.
Summer in Dublin's a great song. Beautiful. Listen to this song. This is fantastic song.
Oh, I know the song.
Yeah. Bagatelle are a great group, Irish group.
Oh, it's good.
Take me away
Wait
from
from
the
the
city.
city
Take me to
where I can be on my own.
I wanted to see you, but now that I have, I'd rather be left alone. And I'll always remember your kind words, and I still remember your name. And I've seen the changes that been turning, and I know the things just won't be the same.
Pretty noisy ladies right here. Patrick, keep quiet, will you? Yes, it stank like hell. And young people walking on Dublin Street. Everyone looking so well. Sing it.
I was
Singing that song like this.
called rock and roll never forgets.
Folks, look how packed this place is. It's a Monday afternoon, the quietest day of the week, and yet this place is jam-packed. Well, not jam-packed, but fairly packed. So you can imagine what it's like. The song remembers me of my life before I got married, Joanne. Very good, Joanne. Great song, isn't it? Joanne knows that song well because it's a great Dublin song.
Told me how to get rich. I was glad we weren't going too far.
That's why you need to be monetized.
Well, I'm leaving on Wednesday morning, trying to find a place where I can hear the wind, the birds, the sea on the rocks, and open roads always so near.
Can Patrick sing, Dave?
And if
Can you sing?
sometimes I'm tired of the quiet, and I want to go
Next song,
back
sing.
up in here, but I'll just get on the road and stick out my thumb, because I know for sure you'll be there still. Oh yeah.
That summer in Dublin. Sorry, boss. Yes, it stank like hell. So, if you guys look straight ahead of you here, you'll see a pharmacy sign. And who's the statue? That is it wasn't there the last few times I've been here, but I think it's Michael Collins. I didn't actually look at it full front. It's a new enough statue that's there in the middle. I think it's the big fella, Michael Collins.
Yeah, it could well be.
Have a look underneath the pharmacy sign right here. You have a camera. It's known as the Earth Cam. And that is an app. You can download it. If any of you guys want to go onto the app, there's only 2 of them in Dublin, this Earth Cam. One of them is outside here, underneath the pharmacy sign, and the other one is inside the pub in Temple Bar. The Temple Bar pub we just left.
What do you mean?
So, you know, you could actually look at us on that app live, and we'll wave at you, even though you can see us from here now. But go on to EarthCam, 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 and you'll have. So anyway, I always say this to visitors that come here when I'm doing my walking tours, to go call your folks at home or your family at home, and they'll be able to see you, be able to wave at them in real time. So there you go. Yeah.
Maybe head down to the river a minute, or we'll walk our way up to
On the
the...
way in, go take that and you remember.
All right. No worries. But it is fun. Look how crazy busy this is on a Monday afternoon.
Yeah, Monday afternoon,
Mind
and
you,
it's
this
like
is your busiest too.
yeah. It's it's a big
There's a
touristy
sign to
town.
Sir William Temple on the wall.
That's Lady Martha Temple,
I
and
just
that's
did a
Sir
little-
William there. Yeah,
There he is. Here's the little plaque about him.
yeah. So the whole area is named after this guy, Sir William Temple. I'd say he came here from England in 1599, I believe. And he was the provost of Trinity College from 1607 until his death in 1627. So this would have been his estate. It's he would have had a big mansion here, and this would have been part of his gardens that we're walking in now. But his estate would have reached all the way towards the River Liffey, which is to our left, a street down here to our left.
We were driving up to Phoenix Park this morning. The tide was out of fairways. It looked.
Oh
looked good,
yeah,
wasn't
it was very low, wasn't it? Yeah, I did a walk along the Liffey today with Italian students, and it was great fun. But the tide was very low on the Liffey. There's some more great pubs down here in this area. We might go into another one to listen to some music. And we're coming up to the square here in Temple Bar Square. But I'm going to hand you back over to the main man himself, Patrick Toomey. Here we go.
I do want to say, I just want to give everyone a really friendly reminder, if you can get onto Dave's YouTube page and just subscribe, because it just gets him over that important 1,000, and get him.
The link is in there.
Yeah, the link is in there. But also, if you can just run a few of his videos, you get the watch time, and it doesn't make a big difference. Yeah, 10 minutes, but it just buys him the ability to start to do more with the app. Not that I know that much to do with it, but I've hired someone to start to go through some of the social media for me. Anyway, just coming up here. Yeah.
The Old Mill. This is the whole menu here is all Irish themed, Irish food and stuff. Your bangers and mash.
But
your Guinness stew. Guinness beef stew, whatever. This lady's attempt to do some Irish dance.
Hey, thanks.
Great job.
Chloe. That's lovely.
Is this a duo? Is this a duo group? Yeah. Yes. Two sisters. Your sisters. You look like sisters. Anyway, come on. Do the dance. Where are you guys from?
Hi, Annie.
Austria.
Austria.
Oh. A shrimp on the bob. Dumb and Dumber.
Remember that joke? We do. It's a joke.
Yeah.
You get that joke?
Shrimp on the bob. You ever see it was in a movie called Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah. He's just explaining the Dumb and Dumber movie to them, which is. We'll take the arch for. Check this out.
Tell them I'm doing a tour in World Virtual
Yeah,
Tours
I
on
will.
Wednesday.
They just right here, South American shop. Those are empanadas right over there. You might think of them as pasties, but those are South American empanadas, which is the kind of food I ate when I lived in Chile. So we're just going to come up and do a quick hello to the Sniffy Liffy here for a minute. And that is because Dave has a tour up. Which day, sorry?
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday,
3 p.m.
3 p.m. What's the website?
World Virtual Tours.
World Virtual Tours. So he's got a tour up, and he's going to do the Liffey with them.
Yeah,
And
Temple Bar as well.
yeah, but that is fun to sign up for. I have chatted with them. I'm just too busy to schedule things. They schedule stuff so far out. There's the Halfpenny Bridge out there.
The most famous bridge going over the River Liffey.
Hands down.
Let's go across.
Yep. Well, shall we? All right. No, we're going to stay alive. Now, down at the Four Courts and all that, that's under some construction there.
You know what?
And Nat says she's going to try and make it onto your tour there.
What was it?
She's going to try and make it on the World
Little
Virtual
Natalie?
for you. That's great. Great, Natalie.
Natalie comes on a lot of them, actually.
Natalie, you're awesome for that.
Yeah, she comes on a lot.
I will try my very best to put up. Say I've chatted with them a couple of times, but it's just a long time out scheduling. But we come over the river, so basically it's one way to the west on the south side and to the east on the north side. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be driving over. I won't. My driver is, but we're going to be driving over, and we're going to be heading straight down to the Port of Dublin. There is the tallest building in Ireland down there, the trade unions building. I never told you. I actually went to an event in there one time.
Did you?
Yeah. I had some unions.
It's
yeah.
Liberty Hall is the name of it, right?
Liberty Hall, yeah,
It is
yeah.
the union building,
Yeah.
right? Now, they actually, about 5 years ago, they have built a taller building. Further down the docks, right?
The one down on the
On the right, all the way down, right?
Right.
But isn't it amazing that this, for the longest time, was the tallest building in all of Dublin? We
All
just
of
don't-
Ireland.
in all of Ireland. Like, we just don't build high here. A lot of it's, one reason is zoning laws, and the other reason is that we get so much rain here. It's so marshy. The what do you call it? The foundations are just too soft. They won't hold big buildings like this.
That does
So-
make us lovely swans down in the distance.
It's amazing,
And
yeah.
the tide is nice and high now. When do they do the Liffey swim? When is that?
It's in August, the first weekend in August.
Have you ever done it?
I've done it like 20 times.
Yeah, I would thought.
And I drowned every time.
probably won it. I would have thought.
You kidding me? I wouldn't do it. It's filthy, this thing. You want to see, this used to be a lot filthier than it is now.
Yeah,
It's
clean.
actually clean now compared to what it used to be. It used to stink like hell.
The Sniffy Liffey.
The Sniffy Liffey, it was absolutely disgusting. I'm telling you, it was horrible. And you can imagine what was in it, you know. And these guys were still doing that Liffey swim.
Yeah.
It's like 120 years old or something.
Well, yeah, you had to do it and wait a year for the next one to get all the purities out of your body.
I know. Can you believe it?
So we'll loop up back around.
Well, just I want to, if you
Yeah,
I can tell them a story about the Liffey or
the halfpenny.
Halfpenny Bridge.
Yeah, please do.
So the Halfpenny Bridge, I know you guys, if you were on my channel before on Hago and so forth, and I was here obviously with Patrick. Patrick was here before, and we explained a bit about the story of the Halfpenny Bridge. But it's the most famous bridge going over the River Liffey, and it dates back to 1816. But previous to this being built, there was a man. His name was Willie Walsh, and he used to ferry people across the River Liffey from the south side to north side to south side. And the Dublin Corporation stopped this man from using this boat. It was very much in disrepair. But he told him he could build a bridge. Now, this man was not a man of means. He didn't have a lot of money. They didn't think he would build a bridge. But they sweetened the pot for him. They told him they'd give him a 100-year contract where he could charge a halfpenny, a half a penny, for everybody crossing the bridge. So he put a team together, built the bridge in cast iron, as you can see, and was given that 100-year contract. So today, 30,000 people walk across this bridge every single day. Back then, probably half that amount, 15,000. 15,000 halfpennies adds up to a lot of money. You know, it probably would have taken him about 5 years to pay off the bridge. After that, it would have been sheer profit. And even his great-grandkids would have been able to avail this money because, as I said, it was a 100-year contract. How about that?
And how did his life end? Did he end up a wealthy, happy person?
I think he died in Spain on the coast.
Then he did.
In a penthouse.
In a penthouse. No idea. You see, now it's a little windy out here now, so sorry about the wind factor, but the sky is quite clear.
Want to make a way back.
Oh, Joanne is, yeah, of course. Dave, well, Dave's been guiding here for years now, haven't you, on enough?
Yeah, about
Yep.
8 years.
8 years, is it? Yeah. So it's, yeah, we'll go back to, well, no, we'll go across here. We'll make it. Thanks. There we are. Safe and sound. Sorry, love. There we are. All right. So, there's Merchant's Arch up there. So literally last night with my group, once we arrived, we're staying at a hotel right by Trinity College, which is fantastic. And I walked them all down here, and then everyone stayed out for some music and some crack, as they say in Ireland. Crack being fun, you know, in the Irish language. And it is interesting. I mean, Dublin's still a bilingual city, although, boy, very little. In fact, Dave, I was asked a great question on this trip. Today, if someone came from, let's say, Connemara, west of Ireland, and came into Dublin or elsewhere, and literally only spoke Irish, how would they do?
Not very well.
No.
Of the concentration of Irish speakers, that's Gaeilge, as we call it, right?
Yeah.
Are mostly in that area of Connemara. That's the biggest proportion of Irish speakers in the whole of Ireland. Also Donegal, mostly Upper Donegal, Northwest
Sure.
Donegal, and West
then-
Cork.
Yeah. and then
also-
Dingle's got a
and
community.
Dingle
Yeah.
is a huge area, so West Kerry and Dingle.
But everyone here will have studied Irish in school.
We study Irish, so everybody can get by
Yeah.
for the most part. Not everybody, but most part, people can get by. But we just don't speak it fluently because we never speak it.
No.
And because we can't communicate with the world with that language.
No.
Even though, but it's a novelty and it's a nice language to have. But we just don't speak it fluently. There's only about 4% of the whole population that do. And that's getting bigger all the time because more people have a much more pride in wanting to learn their own language. So a lot of people are doing courses and so forth as well.
Which is
Besides, yeah.
So but I think at the time of the Republic in 1949, something like 15 or 18% of Irish spoke Irish at home, and now it's down to
A lot of
4%.
those people would have emigrated.
Yes,
So
yeah.
you'd have probably more Irish speakers in the likes of Boston and New York, in suburbs of Boston and New York, especially in a place called Dorchester in Boston, where an awful lot of Galway people live, and they would speak Irish.
And
You'd
speak
see
Irish,
them in
yeah.
the pubs
Yeah.
speaking to themselves in Irish. I used to live
Well, they
there,
say
so I know.
there's more Scottish Gaelic spoken in Nova Scotia than in Scotland,
There you go.
right? But that goes back, 150
And
years ago.
you know yourself, we talked about this before. The people from Newfoundland, they sound as if they're from Ireland, like they're from Galway or Wexford or Waterford. They say,
Yeah,
right?
yep, yeah.
But
Wexford.
it's unbelievable that when they speak, you could not believe that they're Canadian. You would think that they were Irish.
I actually follow a TikTok page of the old accents up in Fogo Island. Only 21% of Newfoundland is actually Irish origin, but they're all dotted in these very specific communities.
21% is a lot.
Well, it is because it's all focused in isolated communities, the outport.
Yeah.
You know.
I think in the rural parts of it is where the tickets accents are.
Yeah, but it's
Probably not in
it's
St. John as much,
not
but,
in St. John's, but it's a different rural. Yeah, say Fogo Island. Sometime look at the Fogo Island Inn. It's about $2,000 a night, but it's one of the most Irish. They think the purest Irish accents.
North America to Ireland.
Well, and we talk about that
Dingle, isn't it?
on our tours from Valencia Island, is where they did the first telegraph wire that went all the way over to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
but that is the closest place. So if you actually go over a boat, so during the famine years from 1845 to 1852, like over 2 million emigrated or whatever. But a lot of them their destination was New York, but somehow they might have gone off
course.
or maybe deliberately to refuel or whatever, stopped in Nova Scotia or in Newfoundland.
Here's
So lots of
we got a
people
selfie picture here. Look at that. All right, Dave. Thumbs up. I can't do a
Dad's
military
army,
salute.
huh?
Dad's army. I can't do a military salute, but I like to give a thumbs up. So it's a good
Benny
time.
Hill.
Benny Hill. I have to explain that to some of our American friends. But there's the Centre of English Studies. It's all boarded up. I tell you, pal, we're just gonna come up here. We've already crossed our half hour, so well, look at us run across the street like the youthful people we are. I do want to offer a warm thank you to anyone who contributes, and I'd like to say that because it will be wisely spent in the pub that Dave and I will go to, because we have to catch up all the same. And of course,
We're going to have lemonade and 7-Up.
lemonade and 7-Up. The Dave, of course, does know Finn Toomey as well. I was hoping Finn would be on, but it's just past the time he would have gone to school. But I do want to send my kid a big hello. And no, I was hoping, but he's actually, this is the time we started right when he would have left
You can watch the replay.
for school. Yeah, he will watch replay. Super kid. Oh, Dave, I tell
He
you,
just graduated, didn't he?
he did. Although he still has one more exam. So, but he's already done enough credits that he's graduated. But yeah, Finn is at the end of this month running a tour all by himself with 60 people. Wow. 60.
You're starting them young, aren't
Yeah,
you? Young fella?
going up to Jasper. And then it looks like he might have a private 10-day tour from Vancouver to, I think, Calgary, like Banff and
So
everything.
he's going to be working with you for your company, yeah?
Well, this is just people, yes, I mean, yes, it is. Toomey travel. I just hope he
He
takes,
started so young, done the...
I hope he
was
takes it over.
15 when he started on the
He was,
virtual,
yeah, 50.
And what was amazing, he was so polished.
Yes.
So good. Unbelievable. You're training well, man.
Well, I'm just
Takes
lucky.
after his father, you know?
I think I'm just lucky. Dave, you know what? We've already hit time, pal. So why don't we just come up around the corner? But I just,
So we're back to where we started, folks.
You haven't seen the hat yet, have you?
Jeez,
Hey, that?
man, Toomey travel, look.
Yeah, I was gonna get one for Dave, but I only had these ones made, and then I'll get
Imagine you
him.
didn't bring one for me. Can you believe it, folks? Come on.
I think that Dublin Rogue and Toomey Travel.
Dublin Rogue store, yeah.
It's-
I should get some done. A buddy of mine has the
Yeah.
company that does the engraving. What do you call it?
But I have to buy them in mass. I only had 4 made, but they were about $50 a piece because it's all hand. But next time I might sort of order a whole bunch of them. Chloe, thank you for saying that. Finn was awesome. It's obviously proud dad, and he's still doing his tours. And just a couple of other things. They were gradually migrating the camper van group over to a subscription thing, and it's a tiny, tiny sum of money, but it just gets rid of all the trolling and some of the problems that way. So, and it gives us a bit more freedom to interact. Yeah, Finn is. That's right. So we are back out here, and so.
I'm just saying about 33 minutes.
Janice, you'll buy one, Janice. Janice, I'm going to see you. I'm going to be in Cape Cod in October. Yeah.
Oh, Janice, yeah.
And
Just
it'll
like
be,
she lives in Cape Cod.
yeah, it'll be on Janice's
I used
birthday.
to spend
so
a lot of time in Cape Cod. I loved it. It's fantastic.
it's a gorgeous place. But I am off tomorrow morning. Thanks, morning.
Morning.
Off to early start. So it's going to be an early to bed tonight. I'm going to hang out with Dave the next couple of hours. Then I actually have a work meeting, and then it's going to be an early to bed. But I'm off to North Wales tomorrow, and then to Liverpool, and then York,
Liverpool,
and then
right,
Edinburgh,
sometimes.
and then Oban. So heading up to Scotland there.
Oh,
And I
hi,
was-
see you.
hi. But we just looked at the long-term forecast. It is, Ronnie, but long-term forecast is not great. Laura, if I can pull off a North Wales tour tomorrow, I don't know what I do in Clonfarr PG, but I should be stopping in Cavan. It's all contingent. And then I'll be going through Betsy Code, which I love. Now I'm pretty busy. I really wanted to catch up with Dave while I was here. I had a half day free, so see what happens up in York. So, but yeah, Laura, I mean, North Wales is lovely, and I haven't been back there for I'm I'm here, as we know, all the time. I used to take that ferry 6 times a year. I haven't been back for ages, so it's I'm looking forward to it.
Back in the day, they were horrible. Now they're nice.
Oh, they're nice ferries, and we're Dublin Port too, so I'm on the Stena line rather than
believe
Dunleary.
the ones that were back in the day, man.
Oh, my dad remembers the bad ones.
I remember.
Yeah.
Listen, in 1984, I was working in London in a bar, right?
Yeah.
And I was coming home for Christmas, and a bunch of my buddies were over at the same time, and we decided not to fly home. Instead, we decided to get the train from London to Holyhead, about 6 hours or whatever, right? And party in Holyhead. So we did party in Holyhead. We got a few drinks, and then we got on the boat. And this boat, it was December. It rocked back and forth. People were thrown up all over the place. You were in the pub, and the ferries back then were horrible. They weren't nice. So I didn't do it again for years and years. And then probably about 6 years ago, I did it in calm waters, and it was beautiful.
Beautiful.
And they're so much nicer. 10 times nicer, the ferries today.
Yeah.
They're beautiful. Back in the day, they weren't nice.
No, but they're. I mean, as long as I've been doing them, they've been good. But yeah, the camper van group that we have, everyone, we're going to migrate that over to a subscription site because there's still my To Me Travel. I cannot manage like 4 or 5 different Facebook pages and all of that, but it's just going to be a better place. It's very easy. It costs $2.50 Canadian a month, which is just a way of filtering out all the trolls and spam that show up in the fake accounts. And then I'm able to track ISPs, and then you find out if people are behind the negative side of being public personalities. So, thanks, Michelle.
You're all positive people that we love you just a lot.
Yeah.
Or like it a lot.
He likes it. It's his favorite line. Dave and I had a great lunch. We were saying that one time. Anyway, everyone,
liquid lunch.
we want to say peace and love from Dublin's fair city. Everyone, share this around. If you can share the link really, truly, aside from just catching up with Dave, the real reason I put this on is to try and get him over that 1,000 on YouTube, everyone. So if you can just ask every one of your friends to subscribe, hit the like buttons on this. Thank you for your contributions and everything. You're very welcome. Why would we ever want to make a long story short? That's a good point. Although, because there is a pint to be consumed. So, and then I have to have my head on for a business meeting later. All right, everyone, behave yourselves.
See you there, folks.
See you
Thank
from
you. Great
Dublin's
to see
fair
you.
city. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.